Good morning, everyone. Our first guest is Mr. Victor Assad, the CEO of Victor Assad Strategic HR Consulting, Managing Partner of Innovation One, and Sales Advisor to MeBeBot. I love that name. He works with companies to transform HR, conduct executive and technical search, implement remote work, and improve leaders, teams, and cultures of innovation. And today he's going to share with us 3 robust strategies to crush today's crisis. Victor, welcome.
Dr. Anita, thank you very much. And Scott, thank you for bringing us all together. Very much appreciate that. And so hopefully everyone can see my screen here. And I'm going to start talking about the 3 robust strategies to crush today's crises. You know, we have crises with COVID-19, a severe recession, and deep divided politics, and we are divided racially, and all this is too bad, but we have strategies to overcome this, and HR has the empirical research and the predictive models to do it. And later, as you'll see, we have digital technology that'll help us crush it. Let's talk about these 3 strategies. The first one is to redefine the now office with a robust use of remote work. The second one is to nurture inclusive, collaborative, and agile cultures of innovation. We need that to grow and to move forward. And the final one of the 3 is to empower digital transformation across the whole talent management platform. And we need to do this from recruiting to performance management to succession planning throughout the whole platform. And I'll tell you something, with artificial intelligence, we can do this without bias. Some of you may react negatively, but I'll tell you how. Let's go with the first one, redefining the office of the future. COVID-19 shattered the office, but not the workers. Look at this, 70% of remote workers and about 70% of their leaders say that they are as productive or more productive than before COVID-19. This was a great transition to working remotely. People often running home in an afternoon with their laptop and files. And 50% of them want to continue to work from home after COVID-19 abates. But the real question is, how do we do this? How do we define the now office? And a recent survey by Gallup shows our progress has stalled because of our national division politically. It is time for leaders and companies to lead. And I'll tell you, the early investor, the early mover with this now office is going to be the winner. They're going to be the most profitable and the most successful moving forward. What does that look like? I'm going to give you a new paradigm to think about. The paradigm is to provide the space, time, and technology for where, when, and how employees work. And most of the time, it will not be 9 to 5 and in an office. It's going to depend on what they need in their jobs and what their teams need. I was fortunate working with Medtronic as an HR leader in Santa Rosa, California, way back in 2012 before we had COVID-19, to use this paradigm to launch a flexible work environment and remote work. We had great success. 45% of our workforce we determined could work remotely 3 to 4 days a week. They did most of their work through their computers, digital technology, texting, phone calls, video conferencing worked for them. What we did have to do is train our teams, whether they had full remote workers or shared remote and in the office, on new operating norms, where to find the files that they needed, how to use the new technology, how to communicate and interact with each other. We had to really work with leaders about being empowering, about being inclusive and helping people through the change to work remotely. But we had great success with that. And we heavily invested in digital technology, not just Zoom, but a lot of the back office stuff, file servers and cybersecurity, that type of thing. Look at the results, 22% in productivity increase with remote workers, better work-life integration. And we actually had to train people on that too, because without the commute in the morning and the afternoon, they began to work too much and get stressed out. We had to show them that it was okay to ask for downtime every day and how to do that. It improved our recruiting, our retention, and reduced carbon emissions. The workforce loved it. Very successful. Let's move on to the second strategy, and that is to nurture innovation. Without innovation, our workforces cannot adapt quickly to all these changes hitting us, and they're hitting us for the first time. Many people in HR don't believe that innovation and culture can be measured. And of course, what you can measure, you can manage, and what you can manage, you can improve upon. We have the research that shows that, and culture management is in our bailiwick. This is in our wheelhouse in HR. We all need to be great at this. Looking to the right, you see the Innovation Health Index from Innovation One, developed by my colleague, Dr. Brooke Dobney. It outlines the 4 organizational dimensions you need for innovation and the 12 drivers of innovation. We tell our clients about the 6 traits of innovation. Here's what they are. They're on your screen. Leaders make innovation a strategic imperative. They change their strategic planning. They tell everyone about their strategies to be innovative. They communicate it all the time, and they ask for help. They unleash creativity by their employees, and that's a huge issue for management. That's a huge issue in changing management so it's more empowering. They have processes to move ideas forward. My friends in HR, we change our performance management systems to support and encourage innovation and the competencies you need for that. We go out and hire people that have those competencies and the new and diverse skill sets we need. We put in place knowledge management systems to support it, and of course, we invest in it. And the most important investment is organizational learning, what learned and what failed, in addition to the time and the space and the skills training, and of course, the digitization. I'm going to tell you what our research says about inclusion. Innovation doesn't happen without inclusion. It's dead. You need inclusion. Inclusion doesn't happen without executives valuing it and living it. If they don't value it, everyone knows it's fake. Now you look at the 12 drivers of innovation, you see employee creativity circled there. That's where we measure how people feel included, but the biggest thing is, does each worker feel they have a voice, and does their manager recognize their talents and ability? That's the gold standard. That's what we have to work towards, and when you have that, you're going to have inclusion. You're going to hear more of that from 3 other presenters today, and I'm looking forward to that. The final thing I want to talk about, the final 3 here, is empowering the digital transformation across our platforms and talent management. I'm going to have you close your eyes, everybody. You too, Scott. Close your eyes. Imagine that you can screen in hours and find the talent you need. Get 200 people, and without bias, because you don't see their names. The computer is only screening them on the competencies you put into that. You can do that with artificial intelligence. But I'll tell you, avoid the bad artificial intelligence, which is facial recognition technology. Imagine for a second again that 90% of the people you reject for your jobs had such a great experience, they recommend your company to others. Go apply here. You can do that with chats. Imagine for a minute that the top 20 questions that come into HR, IT, operations, Salesforce are answered by chats. You can do that with intelligent digital assistants. And Scott, I'm at the end of the time. Those are the 3 strategies, and thank you for the time. And I'm going to endeavor to give this back to you.
All right, excellent. Great job, Victor. And Dr. Anita, I'll let you take over and bridge us over to Monica Lloyd.
I will do that. Victor, thank you so much for sharing.